What's up guys, how y'all doing? This is Millie here. So this video will be on traveling tips to America. So I decided to do a section on traveling tips, which I'll do every now and then, whenever I've traveled to a particular place, or if someone wants specific tips traveling to a particular place, I'll do this every now and then. Number 1, ESTA. ESTA is basically your entry into the States. So it is basically your visa. And a lot of countries, including New Zealand, fall under the visa waiver program, which basically means ESTA is all you need to apply for and you should be all good. But in saying that, I don't know if your particular country falls under the program, so please check the website out, which is, actually I don't know what it is, so you just go on Google and type ESTA and whatever is the first result, that is the website. And you can get all the information you need on there. One thing you need to know about this is that you have to do this well in advance. You have to have the time for it. It's not, ain't nobody got time for it. So make sure you do these well in advance. Tip number 2, carry warm clothing regardless of the season you're traveling in. Now, your trip to the States is around the corner and you finally decide that you're going to start packing. The temperatures in the States, be it on the East Coast or West Coast or Midwest or Central, etc., they always vary a lot. If you're traveling to San Francisco, regardless of what season of the year you're going in, you will need some warm clothing because San Francisco does get very, very windy and cold. I'll give you an example of when we were in New York. We were in New York in the summer, and one day the temperature dropped and it was kind of raining, and literally that day the temperature went from summer temperature to New Zealand winter temperature, and if you are in New Zealand, you know that's really cold. So best to be prepared and to avoid sick. Number 3, US Customs. US Customs officers are the people that have no expressions on their face and they literally sit like this all day. So that's not the point. The point is, there are 2 things that I'd like to cover under this. The US Customs are very, very particular about information and all the necessary security checks. So it would be advisable to carry the address of wherever you will be staying at your port of entry into the States. If you are traveling from Auckland or any other city in New Zealand, you will have to provide the address when you check in at the airport as well. So it's really good to have that handy. And the other thing is that the US security will or potentially could do a security check through your luggage, and everyone will advise you to not put a lock on your suitcases. In saying that, if you are carrying something valuable, I would suggest you keep it in your handbag. Tip number 4, hiring a car. If you are over 25 and hold a current driver's license and can set aside a bit of budget towards hiring a car, by all means hire a car. Ain't nobody got time for public transport in the States. Why? Because when you are in the States, there's so many things you want to do, so many places to go to, so many sights to see, and the list goes on and on. So it would actually be of advantage if you've got a car with you. But in saying that, the amount you actually have to walk all over the States does not decrease dramatically regardless of whether you have a car or not. So please carry walking friendly, comfortable shoes and not anything from your Kardashian collection, because let's just be real, you don't want blisters on your feet when you're walking around. And my 5th tip, or the final tip, is on tips. So if you are traveling to the States from a country like New Zealand where tipping isn't very common and you hardly ever do it, let me just tell you, in the States, tipping is very, very important. You have to do it. Please remember to tip whenever you take a cab ride or someone hails you a cab and opens the door for you, which usually happens at hotels, or you've gone to a restaurant. Regardless of what kind of restaurant it is, you have to tip. It's customary to tip in the States. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. If you've been to the States and you feel like I've missed out on a few tips that other people could potentially use, please leave them in the comments below. If you like these tips and thought they were helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. My Twitter and Facebook links are in the description below. And until next Monday, adios.